This video has kindly been sponsored by OneFootball. With a rating of 4.8 out of 5 from over 70,000 reviews on the App Store, OneFootball really is the biggest and best app for football news, scores and stats from hundreds of leagues worldwide. In terms of FPL, you can also follow each team in the Premier League and get live updates from all the goals and assists every game week. Download it for free using the link in the description box below. Warning, this video contains team selection and captain choices which some viewers may find offensive. Hey guys, and welcome back to FPL TV. Before looking ahead to Game Week 26, let's see how the wildcard team performed in the previous game week. There were two small changes to my wildcard video from last week, with Southampton's Jack Stevens not quite making the cut, and in came the slightly cheaper Charlie Taylor of Burnley. This slight downgrade then freed up just enough cash to upgrade Arsenal's Aubameyang to Sergio Aguero. Both Aguero and Aubameyang don't have a fixture in Game Week 28, so owning either of these two was likely going to be a short-term punt for 2 or 3 game weeks anyway. But with Man City facing West Ham at home in Game Week 26, this was a fixture I very much wanted to own the Argentine for, a game I may very well captain him in. I mentioned last week that my wildcard team had been selected with a potential bench boost in Game Week 27 in mind, and Charlie Taylor of Burnley still fits that plan nicely as he faces Bournemouth at home in Game Week 27. Notably, Burnley are also confirmed to have a fixture in that blank Game Week 28, so Charlie Taylor provides some decent cover there as well. One of the main focuses in my wildcard squad was to drastically shake up my defence, with players like Rico, Kelly, Matt Targett and even Kasper Schmeichel in goal, all proving unreliable and unable to keep clean sheets. For this reason, I opted to back statistically the two best defences in the league, and they certainly did not disappoint, with my double up on Liverpool and Sheffield United both getting clean sheets. A brilliant start for the new look defence. Game Week 25 also looks to have been a good time to sell the popular John Lundstrom, for now at least, and to have brought in one of his teammates instead, with the highly owned option getting benched last week and my differential Ender Stevens playing the full 90. In midfield, there were blanks for 3 of my cheaper options in Fleck, Traore and Jack Grealish. But it's worth noting that once again Grealish put in a superb display against Bournemouth, was heavily involved in everything that Villa did going forward, and was highly unlucky not to return points. With my rank being all the way down in the millions, I chose to reluctantly sell Kevin De Bruyne 2 game weeks back, who happens to be the highest owned player in the game. I brought in Son, who was a big differential in comparison, and in the short term, fortunately that's worked out quite well, with Son outscoring De Bruyne over the last 2 game weeks and therefore helping to make up some ground. It's been a decent 2 game weeks for my side, and most of the credit has to go to the Egyptian king Mo Salah, with him bagging back-to-back double-digit hauls, both of which I gave him the armband for. Lovely stuff. Up front, my choice to opt for Aguero over Aubameyang didn't make a difference in Game Week 25, with both of the premium strikers blanking. It was, however, a promising display from Aguero, who looked very sharp and had the most shots inside the box of any player last week. The informed Troy Deeney was another inclusion on my wildcard as a big differential with just over 2% ownership. He returned a single assist against Everton and now faces Brighton next, a side that have shipped 6 goals in just their last 2 games. Promising. So, for Game Week 25, the wildcard team returned a very pleasing 82 points, my second score of 80 plus in as many game weeks. 82 last week was way above the average of 47, providing me with another nice rank boost of around 500,000 places, from 1.5 million to just outside the top million. It's still a long way from where I'd like to be, but at least it's a lot more respectable than where I was 2 game weeks back, so here's hoping this momentum continues. Let's move on to Game Week 26 now, and see how my new look squad lines up over the winter break. Also, if you enjoy the content here at FPL TV, be sure to support the channel by dropping a like on the video and most importantly getting subscribed. You can also hit that notification bell, which will then update you as soon as a new video goes live. Having just used my wildcard, the plan for Game Week 26 was always to try and avoid a transfer this week and then head into Game Week 27 with 2 free transfers to play with. Therefore, with no moves made yet, and very likely with no moves going to be made, here's how the team lines up providing there's no unexpected injuries. Game Week 26 will see Danny Ings feature in my starting 11 for the first time this season. He was in my squad last week, but I chose to bench him against that very defensively sound Liverpool. But now, with that game out of the way, and what looks to be a fine run of fixtures for Southampton, I'm very happy to finally own and play Ings for the foreseeable future. Starting Ings means having to bench one of my midfielders to accommodate, and that's the one selection headache I have for Game Week 26, with John Fleck and Traore both decent options and both having home fixtures. As things stand, Traore is listed as an injury concern on FPL, and that makes the coin flip a bit easier, and to be fair, I do prefer Fleck's fixture at home to Bournemouth. What makes Game Week 26 so unique is that this set of fixtures will be spread out over 2 weeks, and this is due to the introduction of a new winter break in the Premier League. In FPL terms, this means that for lots of our players, we won't get press conferences or injury updates until after the Game Week deadline has passed. And that too makes me lean a bit more toward playing Fleck, who plays only 2 days after the deadline, rather than Traore, who plays 5 days later with no update regarding his fitness. A decision I'm still weighing up. As for the captaincy in Game Week 26, there's no question that Mo Salah away to Norwich will be the most captained player. A fantastic option and also a safe one. However, with me again trying to find an opportunity to climb up the ranks, Aguero at home to West Ham is the man I'm likely set to turn to. The whole point of me including Aguero on that wildcard was to captain him for this game, so I intend to see that plan through. His opponents West Ham have conceded 7 goals in the last 2 games, conceding 3 at home to Brighton and 4 away to Leicester on their previous road trip. Man City also play just shortly after the game week deadline, whereas Liverpool don't until an entire week after, just 3 days before a crunch fixture in the Champions League away to Atletico Madrid. So that's how my team currently looks for Game Week 26, but as always, you can find my final team selection over on the FPL TV Twitter page shortly before the Game Week deadline. If you enjoyed this video, then please support FPL TV by dropping a like and most importantly getting subscribed to the channel. Good luck to all of you watching in Game Week 26, FPL responsibly, and I'll catch you all very soon.